Hey everybody, I'm Ken, and today I just wanted to talk about these two stoves, the Camp Chef Everest and the Cook Partner Stove by Partner Steel, the 22-inch version specifically. But I just wanted to talk to you about some of the pros and cons of each and why I ended up kind of leaning towards this one rather than this one, even though this one is much more expensive. So let's talk about that. The first thing is the price. The price on these is a lot. $350 to $400. Sometimes you can find a deal, but not really. They're expensive. Let's just say that. This one, the Camp Chef, it is $50 or so. Not bad. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's more like $150. Although one time on Amazon I saw it for $50, so you might watch out for that deal because that's crazy good for this stove. I paid about $150 for it. I think that's pretty much normal. The thing I really like, this was my first stove that was kind of ventured in from that single Coleman propane burner thing and cooking over the fire to like a legit sort of overlanding stove, I guess you'd say, more of a camp stove kind of a thing. And I really liked it at first, and I've used this a couple seasons, even went on a trip from Wyoming to Oregon with us. The thing that just kind of was the catalyst that kind of drove me crazy were a few things. And the one is everything's just kind of, it's made in China. Kind of, everything's sheet metal and kind of funky, and these little plastic tabs on here that close it, kind of drive me nuts. I like the color, I like the knobs, that kind of thing are okay. But the thing that put me over the edge, the thing that was like, I can't do this anymore, I can't deal with this thing anymore, was whenever I would spill. I like to cook a lot, and I'll do spaghetti on the road for the family. Grilled cheeses, all that kind of thing, but pots of chili, those sorts of things. And when you have a boil over with this thing, and you will have a boil over because these burners are super high BTU, like 20,000 I think it is. And this is just a layperson's review. You can look up the exact specs on their website and stuff, but you look away for more than 5 seconds and you can boil over like that. And once you boil over, you've got all these little cracks and crevices for everything to kind of sneak down into the bottom of this thing. And yeah, you got some vents and stuff like that, but you're gonna have a mess down there. And the only way to get it out is to take these screws out that are around the stainless steel edge, take them out, take it apart, and then everything's sharp because it's all kind of the cheapest thing you can get, and clean it out and put it back together and stuff. And I know some of you guys are saying, well, why are you cleaning out a camp stove? It's a camp stove. Well, I'm a little OCD. Like I said, I like to cook a lot. I like things clean. So it was, for me personally, it was a major issue. Like it started driving me crazy. To have to take it apart every time, I spilled something. And it was a lot because this thing boils water like a boss. And that brings me to kind of the pros of this thing. The pros are these burners are legit, man. Like, you will boil a teapot full of water in no time. Like, the bowl shape around here, just cone, it's power. And you'll get water boiling, you'll get hot tea, hot cocoa for the family so fast. But it's, like I said, it's that two-edged sword because the other side is you look away for a second, it's boiled over, and you've got noodles and oil and everything all over, or chili all over and down in your stove. Now, if that doesn't bother you, go with this stove. It's really good. Like, I used it a long time. It was a great first stove. Everything, besides the kind of the chintzy build quality, but in that price range, that's what there is. You're looking at anywhere near $100 to the $200 range. You're looking at this kind of build quality. And I'd say this is a really good one for the money. Okay? But then you got over here, you got the Cadillac, the Partner Steel. Now, The pros on this thing are, just look at these welds, man. The welds, I'm telling you. Holy crap, dude. This was made in America by a man or woman who knew how to freaking weld. Like, it's awesome. It is built like a tank. I mean, I am almost sure I could run over this thing. It's got the full piano style hinge on the back, like super crazy nice. The other thing that I love about this is the cleanability. Where this, I mean, there's a trillion screws to get to it and stuff like this. I mean, just took forever. This thing, it doesn't care. You can boil over everything. And you just pull this out, that whole burner assembly, and you're right down to the bottom of the stove. You can clean it out, wipe it out, 2 seconds, and you're done. So that's great. The other thing that I really like about it is the fact that you've got these burners, and they're just kind of the old school burner. They're not as many BTUs. I want to say these are like 12,000, maybe 15,000 BTU burners. And that's a good thing, actually, when you do a lot of cooking, because you're not as likely to boil over, and you can control the valve a little better, the gas flow a little better than you can on this one. Because this one is, you can get it there, it'll simmer-ish, but it's a lot of fighting. Now, this one, it's like any camp stove, it takes a little bit of fiddling, not gonna lie, but it gets there. It gets there and it stays there a lot easier. You can get that kind of that low simmer. Now, does it boil water as fast as this one? Heck no. But is it easier to clean? Is the build quality just feel like, I mean, this is gonna last me a lifetime. Probably my son's lifetime. If I pass it on to him, I'll probably just buy him his own because I'll want this one. But, the quality on this one is great. Now, is it so great as to justify the price tag? Because $350 is a lot compared to $100, $150, or $50. And here's my thoughts on that. If you're a cook, if cooking and camping is what you really, really enjoy, like I do, like that's a big part of camping for me. I love to cook for the family. I love to cook outside. Then you're going to be really happy with your investment on this stove. This stove is going to serve you really well. It's beefy. It's, and the burners are just way better. The windscreens, like everything about this thing, you're going to love it. Now, if you're just a guy or gal who just likes you boil water for your coffee or tea or hot chocolate or whatever you do, and you occasionally, cook a big meal, but mostly you just do hot dogs on the fire and hamburgers over the fire, that kind of thing, then this is going to serve you just fine. Like, just fine. But if you're one of those guys that likes to cook, man, I can't recommend this Partner Steel enough. I've really, really enjoyed having it. I've used it one season almost now. This season's not quite over yet for us. I'm going to be using it in the fall time here, maybe into the winter even a little bit. So that's my video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that review.